What's up, guys? Mr. Second Passport here. I just got done speaking to a client of mine, a tourist here in Ecuador, a foreign tourist who just got robbed on the buses in Ecuador, and it's super common. I think if you've lived in Ecuador any amount of time and took buses, chances are you've been robbed on one. There's so many different ways that they can get you. I thought I'd take a moment today, a few minutes, and explain all the different ways you can possibly get robbed on a bus in Ecuador because it's probably the most common, probable place you will get robbed if you do get robbed in Ecuador. The first out of seven is by the workers themselves on the bus, right? The guy who's charging, the cobrador, or the driver himself if he's charging. And that is if you get on with the big bill, say a 20, you really don't have change, you hand them a 20, what they're going to do is they're going to take that 20 and offer to give you change later, hoping that you'll forget about it, which I have in the past, and they keep all that money. So again, you have to insist. They might come back 5-10 minutes later with your change if you're lucky, and sometimes they'll make you insist because they're hoping that you forget. So for me, it's just a way to scam you or rob you, whatever you want to look at it, in my opinion. And something you should keep in mind, get on the bus with small change, right? Number two, this is the most common one, especially for recent new arrivals here in Ecuador that you're not used to taking Ecuador buses. You take your bag or your backpack, you put it under your seat. That is almost a surefire way to get robbed in Ecuador because they will literally unzip or sometimes slash your bag, take the contents out while you're sitting there. It's super common, something that's happened to me, and something to keep in mind before you put bags under the seat in Ecuador. Number three has also happened to me, I think. Maybe it was a while ago, but if you fall asleep on the bus with your bag next to you, sitting on the seat next to you, that thing is gone, or at least some of the contents within it. So again, if you do sleep, you kind of want to sleep like back in high school with your head on the desk. You want to put that thing right on your lap and just kind of sleep on your bag, or kind of wrap your arm around the strap or something if you do sleep. So that's the third way they rob you in buses, is when you fall asleep with your bag next to you, that thing could be gone, or something of value. Number four, this is the way that the tourist I just talked to got robbed the other day, and that is when you put stuff in the overhead bin, right, and then say it's a long distance bus, you get up, go to the bathroom or anything. That's how they got robbed, right? Is they took their eyes off it for a moment at some point during the journey, and someone got in there and robbed them of their camera, right? Expensive cameras, cell phones, laptops, these are main targets that you want to be careful about for thieves in buses in Ecuador. Number five, especially new arrival us gringos are way too trusting when we first get here, and we'll put our bags under the bus, get on the bus, we'll wait sometimes 10, 20, 30 minutes before the bus leaves, and this is the prime time where your bag could disappear. I always, when I check a bag under the bus, I wait, and I'm the last person on the bus, and I wait until they actually close the doors. I know it sounds a little paranoid, but I've seen stuff happen. I've actually seen a bus employee rummaging through a bag that was checked before in the Guayaquil bus terminal. So again, I'm not very trusting. I've lived here long enough to kind of get that out of my system. Once you get robbed enough, it gets out of your system. And then once the door is shut and locked, and everyone's up and the driver's getting on the bus to go, that's when I get on the bus. Number six is on local city buses that make you stand, right? And you're kind of amongst a bunch of other people, kind of shoulder to shoulder. Happened to my brother when he came to visit me here in Quito a couple years ago. And that is, if you have your backpack on, you better have it forward facing. Learn from the locals, otherwise people will unzip you. If it's facing back, like they did to him, I don't know why he did this, but he had his cell phone in his backpack in that outer pocket. So it was very easy for someone with little sneaky hands to just unzip and take that cell phone out, and he lost his cell phone. Make sure if you do have a backpack or a purse or anything that it's facing forward. And the seventh way is the least likely thing that will happen to you, and it's actually not common at all. I wouldn't worry about it. It's never happened to me in several years of living in Ecuador, taking many long distance buses over the years, and that is the more violent way that buses get robbed. You do hear about it when it happens, and that is the bus gets stopped and literally people get on and they go seat to seat, taking everyone's cell phones, for instance, and then they leave. Now, this mainly happens in like Guayaquil city buses, which I don't recommend getting on because they're super insecure. But it does happen occasionally, and for me, the only thing you can do is just not have a very expensive cell phone. The test is like, will you cry if you lose it? For me, no, I won't. So, whatever. Anyway, I'm Mr. Second Password. Those are 7 ways, the most common ways I know of, that us gringos get robbed on buses in Ecuador. Things to be careful of before you get on that next bus. Take care.